We live in a twilight world. So today's video, and it'll be a quick one I feel, is titled Expect to be Deceived. And in a minute we'll look at a Ministry of Defense, NATO allied publication all about deception. And I think I'll do lots of little separate videos, yeah? Not necessarily in any order. I'll just cherry pick out certain paragraphs, you know, just to show people, right? Because for some reason, me just saying it is not enough. People like to see stuff written down from other sources, which is fair enough. Yeah, if that's how people work, that's fine. So I'm going to show you a Ministry of Defense NATO allied publication to back up the things I've been saying now for a fair few years. But first things first, the thing I do, I call it illusion warfare reporting, yeah? This is the jokey, taking a piss name for what is actually known as counter-deception operations, yeah? And it's very simple. The enemy will use deception. Deception is the king of the battlefield. Yeah, deception is the most powerful weapon you can use in a war. So what we need to do, our army, our side, our force, is send a trusted, reliable human into the area where the alleged events are taking place and see how accurate it is compared to the intelligence that's coming in from all the different other sources, yeah? At the end of the day, a trusted human, the human eyeball, with a brain behind it that, you know, is very good at seeing illusion, deception, concealment, camouflage, is the only thing that can be trusted, yeah? You cannot trust anything digital or electronic. Yeah, so satellite images are no good. Emails are no good. Phone recordings are no good. Videos on social media are no good. This is the big problem I have with the world right now, is most people are basing reality upon stuff they are seeing via the internet, which is purely digital. And the number one rule when it comes to gathering intelligence is you never trust anything digital or electronic. So you see what I'm saying here in regards to the whole alternative media, the truth-seeking community. They're basing everything on stuff they're seeing online, which straight away you're breaking rule number one when it comes to intelligence gathering and counter-deception operations. Rule number two when it comes to intelligence gathering and counter-deception operations, you do not trust anything digital or electronic. Okay? Exactly the same as rule number one. So this activity, counter-deception operations, sending a trusted, reliable human into the field, boots on the ground, to get a better idea of what is actually happening, is the most important thing we can do right now. But as you can all see, it's tricky because it's expensive. Yeah? And the first thing, you know, that they do, the enemy, the hidden hand, who are creating all these illusions and deceptions, is they usually put a blockade in some way, shape or form around the area in question where the event is going on. So they'll cancel flights, they'll shut off roads, they'll set up checkpoints, they'll use the military and police to then enforce all of these bottlenecks and checkpoints. And unless you've got a damn good reason, it's going to be very hard to get into the area in question to investigate the event. This is why it's so hard. And as with the flights and that, you know, they cancel flights, you'll have to get kind of alternative routes. But this means now a flight that might be in normal times quite reasonably priced is going to be very, very expensive. So a lot of time, energy is needed in countering deception campaigns and illusion warfare. So it's tricky, man. It's very, very tricky. You know, I can obviously talk from experience because I've got a lot of credibility in being the guy that goes there, boots on the ground. It's not an easy feat. And if it was, everyone would be doing it, right? But it's not. The two skills you would need would be infiltration and exfiltration. Infiltration, the ability to get into the area in question, or building, or country, whatever. Exfiltration, the ability to get out. Withdraw safely, planned, stealthy. Because like I said, wherever they are running a deception campaign, wherever they've got like a war zone going on, a state of emergency or whatever that's being used to control humanity, the first thing they will do is shut the door to people like me and you. And the only fuckers that will be allowed in will be the shills, all right? The mainstream media or the alternative media that are not actually alternative. They're just lower class shills that are going along with the storyline. A prime example would be Ukraine, right? Every person that's been invited and allowed to go into Ukraine is, of course, a YouTuber who is got a whole career and making money out of going along with supporting Ukraine. They're not letting in independent people who are going to tell the truth. They only let people in that are going to toe the line and go on their whole little guided tour of Ukraine and only show you like a blown up building and not show you the other 95% of Ukraine, which is absolutely fine, where everyone's just living their life. Anyway, let's go look at the publication. So here we are. This is the Allied Joint Publication 3.10.2, Allied Joint Doctrine for Operation, Security and Deception, written by the Ministry of Defence, In case people don't know, the British are actually the ones running NATO and the Allies. The whole idea that it's an American thing is all a deception. Also, what we have to consider is, can we trust a publication about deception, or is it itself a deception? I don't know, man. I've had a look through it, and a lot of it is just pretty baseline stuff when it comes to deception on the battlefield. Of course, what we do then is we use this and cross-reference it with the battle that is human existence, right? And the dark forces that are at war with us humans. So yeah, I mean, it does actually say somewhere that you're not really supposed to use this publication without the permission of the Ministry of Defence or NATO. So this video might get taken down. If so, it will be up on my Patreon, where they don't have as much power to take stuff down. Anyway, I'm going to go, and like I said, I will go through this document bit by bit in separate videos. But for now, I just want to skip straight to page 27. This one here. And I'll read it out for you. Expect to be deceived. Just as friendly forces should routinely employ deceptive techniques to undermine adversaries, so the commander should expect adversaries to attempt to do the same to friendly forces. It is thus imperative that the staff remain alert to the possibility of potential adversarial deception and understand adversarial tactics, techniques, and procedures and the wider political and cultural context in which their approach to deception sits. Consequently, it is natural that the task to detect adversarial deception sits with the intelligence staff as part of the intelligence support operations. So there we go, this is a Ministry of Defence NATO document that has been passed on to all allied forces, so that includes the USA and Canada. And it clearly says here, expect to be deceived. I think this is a good rule of thumb for all of us when it comes to anything regarding world stage theatre. Anything that's being pushed right now in the news, on the world stage, we should straight away assume the motto, expect to be deceived. It clearly states here that deception is like an everyday use when it comes to military. I put it forward to you that it's also when it comes to things like pandemics, like the COVID, any kind of like natural disaster, although the baseline story of the event in question, a tornado, flooding, a volcano, earthquakes, might be real, on top of it will be overlaid a shitload of deception so they can push things like the climate change agenda, yeah, and move humanity towards the new world that they want to create, which will be, I guess, humans being ultra reliant on the internet even more so than they are. Yeah. So your way of making an income will be you, I don't know, having to make a YouTube video or having to film yourself on TikTok or something like that. Yeah. You know, this current war that's going on right now, at the moment of this recording, regarding the Straits of Hormuz, is obviously affecting fuel. The fact that it's affecting oil, petrol, diesel, fuel, is great for the people that want to push electric vehicles, isn't it? And the climate change people. So yeah, I hope that this document here, you know, helps people to believe me when I say, you know, all war, when I agree with Sun Tzu that all warfare is based on deception, and that, you know, the hidden hand is using deception as the main driving force to sort of maneuver humanity and trigger the butterfly effect to create the future that this now, you know, a NATO Ministry of Defense document makes it a bit more believable than just me, a crazy person on the internet saying. We live in a twilight world. There are no friends with that.